I forgot to record. Okay. So then we are going to, this is like reusing a single component in multiple places. And if every component in React has its own private state. Okay,
Okay.
that will change again and again. And React will take care of updating the view when the state is changed. So initial state of the React component is one. So if you want to change the component React, so if you want to change the component, if you want to change the React component state, you can able to change. For example,
Okay.
if you want to, so you are rendering a grid with some employee number and employee name. I want to change the state of it by clicking the switch by clicking a button. For example, this employee number and employee name columns, I don't want it to be after a switch button is clicked. I want to be something else like department number and department name. Okay,
Okay.
so I can able to switch the state of that particular component. I can able to switch the state of the particular table, and so that kind of feature the React is providing actually.
Okay.
So that is called as state. Okay, and so and also React is an it's a simple explanation for this concept. When the state of a component changes, those changes will be reflected somewhere. It's just like the name itself mentions as React is an very reactive means all the time it will be active. And also like whenever the state of the component is changed, it's applicable wherever the changes is requested. That's what this point mean.
Okay.
If we want to, for example, we need to regenerate a HTML view for a browser document object model. Whenever there is a change with the React, whenever there is a state changes, this React with React we don't need to worry about how to reflect the state changes. React will simply react to the changes and automatically update the view whenever it is needed. So whenever there is a state changes happen, React will take care about the real DOM rendering via a virtual DOM, and it will take the updated versions of whatever the requested change, and it will show to the UI. That's what this point is. So we will see that in some diagrammatic representation also. Next
Okay.
slide. And it will use the virtual DOM. This is very important. Virtual DOM is a very important concept in the React. We don't see it, in a programmatic way, but it is an underlying structure of the React. Okay, so what
Okay.
it will do, it's like it will take the updated version of whatever the change has happened, right? So for example, if I am changing a label from an employee number to the department number, okay, so this change, whenever I am saving, it will take the updated change from the code, and it will push that change into the virtual DOM, and this virtual DOM will take it and it will push it to the real DOM. Real DOM is the one which is like browser where we are seeing, right? So that's how the virtual DOM will work actually.
Okay.
And and it can be used in server side as well as the client side frameworks. So in general, this is not only the server side framework, it is also a client side framework. In general, what people think like this is like an client side framework. I mean, with the client side only we can use. but we can also use in the server side also. We can use, for example, if I want to use the this React Redux kind of structure in the Node.js, I can also use. That's what the statement means. And every component and data patterns improves the readability to maintain the large applications. How can we manage these large applications with React means? Every time when a component is requested, only that particular component will be called. Not all components will be called. For example, I have some 100 components. So all these 100 components are no need to compile while I am requesting for some contact us page or some other page. If I am requesting only for the contact us page, so at that time what will happen? Only that particular contact us page will be compiled. Only that particular contact us page components will be compiled. That's
Okay.
make like we can able to manage the larger applications with the React. Okay.
Okay.
And what are the limitations means? It covers only view layer of the app. Hence you still need to choose other technologies to complete tooling set for development. Okay. So it will only cover the front end view. That's means generally, as I mentioned, it's like an framework, so it's like a library framework, not a total framework. So if it is a total framework, it should contain everything within inbuilt. For example, testing library, and also like middleware, and also like front end views, and also like back end views. That structure and all. Once we are requesting it, it should be available within that framework itself. We should not require to get libraries from other places. But here we have to we are dependent on the node, I mean kind of server to interact, I mean for running the applications. So we can say like this is only like a view layer kind of app. Okay.
Okay.
And like so what are the benefits of the React is it's an open source library, and with an strong developer community. That's one of the major advantage, right? So if we are taking any open source library for the development, so what we will have in our mind, so it should have some strong developer community. So if it is not there, if it is not, they are not fixing some, if any problems we are seeing in the open source, then definitely that open source, whatever they have released, it may go fail. But here we are having like a very strong developer community Facebook. So so choosing this kind of framework is one of the best. Actually, you can able to choose without any second thinking and all. Okay. So, and also learning curve, and it's very straightforward, and making adoption like everything is like an easy way of understanding, importing, exporting components, and also general I mean using the components and sending the data to the component. These and all very simple way of very straightforward actually.
Okay.
And a lightweight DOM that generally results in strong performance. As I mentioned, this is like a lightweighted DOM. Means what is the thing? If only one particular page is there, only that particular page related components will be loaded. Not every page components will be loaded. That makes it as lightweighted document object model. So there will be an definitely strong performance in the UI. Means it won't lag when we are hitting, and suppose some 1,000 records or 2,000 records or whatever it is, it won't lag. Actually, it will always like stay, stay more performance. It will give more performance because RAM usage will be very less. Okay.
Okay.
And also the ability to create and reuse the components in, this is also one of the advantage of the React ability to, we can able to reuse the components again and again whenever it is required. So drawbacks is like the absence of MVC solution. So means MVC model view and controller. So this kind of architecture is, this is not this MVC kind of architecture. This is like we have our view. We are going to use that view actually, and there is no means model as such, but for that view we can have some controller. Means for that view we can have our own logic actually. Only that view and controller where we can able to see in the framework, not like a model. And also and I mean sending the data in a model structure, or we are not going to see that and all. Okay, that absence is there with the React actually. And frequent evolution of React code base and associated code base. I mean, so all the time we want to depend upon the other, frameworks. For example, React Bootstrap for bringing the Bootstrap features to the React. We need to depend upon. That's one of the disadvantage we can say. And one more disadvantage is like version 8, below version 8 of the Internet Explorer, it is not supporting actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have mentioned about this virtual DOM. So this virtual DOM, it's like it is it's like an one of the layer behind the React.js. So using JavaScript to render HTML allows the React to have virtual representation of HTML in memory, and React uses that to render views virtually first. Means whenever there is a change, whenever there is a HTML allows to React to show the view. This view is it will be there in the memory. Here the memory means virtual DOM that will reuse to render the views virtually first. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And every time the state changes, the HTML tree that is written to the browser DOM, and instead of writing the whole tree, only the React will only write the difference between the new tree and previous tree. Since the both trees are in memory, this process is called tree reconciliation. And I think the best thing that happened in web development since Ajax. It means after Ajax, this is the best concept what the author is telling. Means whenever there is a change in the component, only that particular component will be changed. Only that, mm, because the previous tree means, here the component he is mentioning the component in a tree based structure. For example,
Okay.
master child, master child, master child. So whenever there is a change in child, only that particular child component will be written, not entire tree structure. That's what the concept of virtual DOM. Here, for
Okay.
example, if we are seeing here, see here, virtual
Yep.
DOM, what it will do, Earlier, my real DOM is likewise parent and child, parent, child, and again one more child. But
Okay.
I have these yellow marks I have just introduced. Means let us think they are some label change or some text box I added or some kind of component I added. Whatever it is for this parent. Okay.
Okay.
So this real DOM, once I am saving, it will compare to the virtual DOM and it will check whether there is any change in the component tree structure. Yeah, there is some change in the component tree structure, and it will go and add these two components to the real DOM, and it will
Okay.
show to the UI.
Okay.
Likewise, the real DOM will always compare with the virtual DOM, and it will get the updated result to the real DOM. Okay, so yeah, likewise it is actually okay. This is just a concept, but we will see this in a practical way. But there is no like any component to see the virtual, I mean, any command or something to see the virtual DOM. It's like an internal library of the React. Okay,
Okay.
and yeah, for this environment setup, we require like React DOM, React scripts. These are the three main we require. And here the React DOM is a package that will provide the DOM specifications that can be used at the top level of the web app to enable efficient way of managing the DOM elements of web page. So React DOM is a package that will provide document object model specific methods.
Okay.
Whatever the I mean the React is rendering with this document object model, those specific methods will be uh, means bring it up with the uh, React DOM. For example, if I want to use I mean any HTML page to render to the UI, this React DOM will help to bring that component to the UI. And one more node module we require is React node module. So this is like a package that contains only functionality necessary to define React component. It is typically together with React renderer like React DOM. So this will contain, I mean, for the web and native environments. So this React package contains only functionality necessary to define the React component. So if we want to define a particular React component, we should make the class to get extended with React dot and component React dot